I think one of the greatest tricks that was ever played on humans is the caffeine trick. If we look at where caffeine comes from, it's a plant, right? It's a toxin in a plant. Plants don't want us to eat certain parts of them, so they create chemicals that cause insects and animals to be sick if they eat them. It's like an insecticide that actually kills the insects that eat things that contain caffeine. It just stops them from destroying the essential part of the plants. The only parts of a plant that it wants us to eat is the fruit. So plants design these defense chemicals. They're designed to kill insects, but on humans it just has a milder effect because we consume so little of it compared to our body weight, obviously compared to an insect. So these effects that we get from caffeine is essentially a mild version of us dying. There are tons of incidences of people dying from ingesting pure caffeine. It's quite common in emergency wards. The children end up in emergency in hospitals because of ingesting pure caffeine, and some of them die. So we know this. The companies know this. Everyone knows this, but it has this very clever illusion to it. Because caffeine is a poison, it's very difficult for the body to remove it. And it does it urgently. The body is as quickly as possible removing caffeine from its system. It drains you of all essential minerals and vitamins to do it. If you notice, when you drink caffeine, people who drink caffeine get more cramps, certain issues like that. So the body removes this poison, this toxin, as quickly as possible, and we go into withdrawal from it, or we just go into a state of depletion because of the resources that was used to remove it from the body so urgently. It takes about 12 to 24 hours. So we wake up the next day completely wrecked, and every coffee drinker knows how they feel the next morning. They don't feel fine until they get their coffee. So we're in this extremely depleted state. We then have another coffee, and it brings us back to normal. We then associate coffee with feeling better. But really, the only reason you weren't feeling good in the first place is because you drank coffee. It makes no sense at all. But you can see how it begins to make sense in an irrational way for a person. We associate coffee with pleasant effects because it prevents its own withdrawal. It prevents its own depleted state. It's insane. I'm surprised this stuff is even still available, but it's so mild and the withdrawals from it aren't going to kill you, so they can get away with it. Any positive effects are garbage. We think that it makes us focus more and work harder and better quality work. It's the opposite. It's an illusion. We're in a fight or flight. It activates all the adrenaline and all that, cortisol. We are distracted. We're in fight or flight. Our brain is racing. Our ability to focus is reduced. The quality of work is reduced. We may be thinking that we're working faster because of the fight or flight experience we're having, but it's not. It's just that we're super anxious while we're doing poor quality work. The only improvement you could say is if you are in the depleted state the next day from the prior day's coffee, then having one is going to make you a little more active because it improves the depleted state that it caused. So the only reason you continue to drink coffee is because you even had coffee in the first place. Self-fulfilling prophecy. It is poisoning the body. There are studies out there that show that it increases risks for so many things, heart disease, cancer. The issue is there are studies that show that it reduces risks for these as well. What do we believe? I like to believe common sense. Common sense for me suggests that this thing is a poison. The body goes into an emergency state and then tries to remove it as quickly as possible and becomes extremely depleted. Some people, their whole lives are lived like this. It's a poison and it's killing you, and continue to consume it at your own risk. The way to get off it is to understand that there is simply no benefit in it. It doesn't matter that everyone's doing it. It doesn't matter that it's cheap, practically free. It doesn't matter what doctors or science or the companies say, the studies say. As long as you perceive there to be a benefit in drinking it, you will continue to drink it. Until you see that it is completely pointless, there is zero benefit, it is simply draining you of life force, of your health, of your happiness, then you will just simply continue to drink it. Thanks, guys.